We're following some breaking news this morning out of Moorhead, where police were searching a neighborhood after reports of a fight in the street.
The Valley Today's Kelly Hubbard joins us live with a breaking news update this morning. Good morning, Kelly.
Hi, good morning, Jordan and Lisa. Yeah, it was a pretty active scene out here this morning in Moorhead. If you take a look behind me, the scene looks clear, but nothing does justice like the video we did get this morning. The call came in just after 3 for a disturbance at 1608 Main Avenue. Several police cars were outside these corner homes with bullhorns yelling, "Come out with your hands up." We got close-up video of police outside talking to someone with a woman and child walking behind the homes. Police were blocking traffic from FM Ambulance to 16th Street South for over an hour. And dispatch told me that there is no threat to the public, and I just called dispatch again, and the sergeant on duty with Moorhead Police said he should be getting back to me as to what happened this morning.
It was a very active scene there, yeah, close to MSUM. A lot going on. Callie will keep investigating, and we'll have more right here on the Valley Today. You can also follow this story on valleynewslive.com and the VNL News app.
The Valley News Live First Alert Storm Team has issued a weather alert day.
Good morning. Today starting off with, of course, warmth and wind as usual. And then on top of that, we have to talk about that chance for severe weather yet again heading into the second half of the day and tonight. So first of all, let's take a look at how things are right now. You can see the flags at the Dakota Magic Casino down in the Hankinson area. Yet again, they're whipping in the wind this morning. And checking out our temperatures, look how warm it is. At 5:30 in the morning, we're at 75 degrees in Fargo and in Grand Forks. Yesterday, Aberdeen, or rather Sisseton, set a record for the highest low temperature or highest minimum temperature for the day yesterday. That's how warm we've been. And we're looking at some sunshine on the way for a lot of us here today. Here's a look at our winds. We are at 31 miles per hour in Fargo with that gust out of the south. Other places into the 20s at the moment. The winds will pick back up again today. And we're talking about showers too in the west. Devil's Lake has been seeing rain, even some thunder showers in the overnight hours. And this continues this morning. There have been a couple of lightning bolts here and there with these, but overall we're looking at a general weakening as we head into the morning. In Jamestown, west of town, you are seeing probably some dark skies. We've got some rain showers in the western half of Stutsman County and northwestern Polk County. So this is going to just kind of follow that line moving to the northeast. We've got a boundary in play. And as we head into the afternoon and evening, and we start to heat things up and create some instability, we'll see some more storms fire along that line later for today. So most of the day staying relatively quiet for most of us, except in that region where we're looking at those showers. So we'll see lots of sun and heat too, back into the low 90s. And then that second half of the day, that storm chance kicks in. So we'll talk more about what type of severe weather we can expect and when it will hit your location coming up here in just a few minutes.
Sounds great. Thank you, Lisa. New this morning, one person was hurt after a car-motorcycle crash on 12th Avenue North near the viaduct near NDSU in Fargo early this morning. Police tell Valley News Live that a woman driving the motorcycle was having some mechanical issues which caused her lights to fail. She was pulling over to the side of the road and slowing down when she was rear-ended by a car.
The woman on the motorcycle was rushed to the hospital, but there's no word yet on the extent of her injuries. The driver of the car was not hurt. The 12th Avenue North Bridge was blocked for a time around 2 this morning as first responders cleared the area. New this morning as well, Minnesota State Troopers say alcohol was a factor in a U-turn that turned deadly down in the Twin Cities.
The State Patrol says a 23-year-old man was turning around on Highway 5 in the town of Victoria in Carver County yesterday afternoon when he was hit by a pickup coming up behind him. The driver of the car that was hit died. The driver of the pickup suffered minor injuries. Troopers say the driver of the pickup had been drinking.
Authorities in Kandiyohi County, Minnesota are asking for your help finding an 83-year-old man with dementia. Donald Wieberdink went missing yesterday afternoon while out for a bicycle ride in Spicer. The Kandiyohi Sheriff's Office says he was last seen on the 13,000 block of Indian Beach Road.
Take a look. This is his picture. He's described as about 5'8", 200 pounds with blue eyes and short gray hair. He does wear glasses. He was last seen wearing a blue shirt, tan shorts, and a black bicycle helmet. He was riding a red Giant brand bicycle.
Authorities say that he suffers from dementia and is known to regularly bike several miles at a time. Anyone with information on where he could be is urged to call the Kandiyohi County Sheriff's Department.
President Donald Trump signed an executive order that directs more federal money to police departments aimed at training reforms and transparency. The president said during yesterday's signing that his administration is looking at new, advanced, less lethal weapons to help prevent deadly interactions. Also, under this executive order, police departments must share information about officers with records of abuse, and federal funds will be funneled to support officers dealing with homeless and people who have mental illness and substance abuse issues.
Two groups behind recent marches in Fargo are accusing Fargo's police chief of using racist language. The groups Black Lives Matter and One Fargo have scheduled marches for this weekend in Fargo.
City officials are pushing back, saying they're refusing to come to the table. Valley News Team's Joshua Peguero has an exclusive interview with the organizers and asked them what they want.
The local leaders of Black Lives Matter and One Fargo are calling for a thorough investigation into the incidents of May 30th.
Next for us is getting an accurate accounting of May 30th. Once we're able to get that, we're going to be able to build off of that, because at that time, the truth will be exposed.
They want to know whether there was illegal surveillance by Fargo police. They target former Deputy Chief Todd Osmondson, who stepped down 2 weeks ago after blending in with protesters without permission. More than a dozen people have been arrested after the peaceful march turned violent in downtown Fargo. One man was arrested for carrying a gun. The group is calling for them to be freed.
Showing proof that you have these gentlemen rioting or looting these businesses, because as of today, there's no proof that has been shown.
The group showed off an internal police email from Chief David Todd in which they say he describes the protesters as thugs and domestic terrorists. Mayor Tim Mahoney says he's disappointed with the group. He says they need to work within the system, and they're giving the city a cold shoulder by protesting and refusing to sit at the table. But the group says those meetings were not genuine and questions were not being answered.
When you talk about the oppressed people and you not dealing with oppression, it's not up to Mayor Mahoney to tell us how we should go about operating and seeking change.
Organizers say they have received threats for their actions.
You're always going to get kind of threats, or when you're, speaking out, especially for rights.
But they plan to move forward with the marches Friday and Saturday. In Fargo, Joshua Peguero, Valley News Live.
Friday's march will start at Island Park at 9 in the morning. They plan to march to City Hall.
Mayor Tim Mahoney and Fargo's police chief will sit down with Valley News Live today to answer questions about the internal investigation into former Deputy Chief Todd Osmondson and what they say are erroneous comments made by those rally organizers.
A California utility company has pled guilty to killing dozens of people in a 2018 fire that was blamed on the company's failing electrical grid. The company's CEO, Bill Johnson, entered the guilty plea yesterday on behalf of the company on 84 felony counts of involuntary manslaughter. The November 2018 fire destroyed Paradise, California, about 170 miles northeast of San Francisco. Under a plea agreement, PG&E will pay a maximum fine of $3.5 million, in addition to $500,000 to cover the county's costs of that criminal investigation.
The Justice Department is suing John Bolton in an effort to stop the publication of the former National Security Advisor's book. The lawsuit claims Bolton violated the terms of his employment by writing about his time working for President Donald Trump. It also alleges that some passages contain classified information. Bolton's book, The Room Where It Happens, is due out next week. The book is published by Simon & Schuster, a division of Viacom CBS.
Isolation during the pandemic can affect your neurological system, but there are ways to help your brain adapt. We'll tell you how, coming up on the Valley Today.